that is fabulously. So just putting my gloves on, just mixed up this paint. So there's going to be air bubbles in it, but that's okay. I don't mind that because I'll use the chef's torch to clear bubbles away throughout the process. But one of the exciting things is I found my old bottle bottoms. So that was from a 600ml bottle, and this one was from like a 1.25, I think, or a 2-litre bottle. So yeah, it's been a long, very, very long time. And I was actually just going to be out on the hunt for an even number. See how these ones are 5, even the smaller one. It's got 5 bumps, so 5 valleys. And yeah, I was actually looking for, going to head out to the stores, looking at the bottom of every bottle to see if I could get a 6 or an 8, but definitely an even number. But in the meantime, I found these. So I went, I really think I need to have a go with them again because it's been a while. So while I just open this up so that I can see who comes into the chat and says hello. All right. Also, if we have any questions in there, so I can see that now. All right. So welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So what I have here, they're all Mont Marte paints. So this is brown. It's just brown. This is brown with titanium white added to it. So it's a lighter shade. And the same here. This one is a light green, or green light actually. I'll have to check on that. But what I've done is got another one. So this is the same light green and titanium white mixed together for a much lighter shade. And this one is yellow ochre. So I thought they looked pretty awesome. And this is the titanium white. So we'll see how we go. I think with leftovers, I think I'd like to do a flip cup and add some silicone and do a flip cup so I can see how these colors come through in the cells. So that'll be pretty cool. Alrighty, so we are going to reuse a canvas tonight. So it is this one, which was just one that I played around and dipped and then like really stretched, trying to get it over to the edges. And I've been looking at it and it just doesn't, what is it? Doesn't bring me joy. So I'm going to reuse this canvas. The paint on it was very, very thin because I did stretch it so much. So we'll see how we go. And based on the size of the canvas, will determine which bottle bottom I use. So I think for this one, because it's the smaller, we'll use the smaller one. Makes complete sense, right? The only thing is with the smaller one, focus, you can see on the large one, I've got these little triangular cutouts where there's a point. So when the paint runs down the valleys and pulls on the canvas, it can also run in underneath. But I don't have that on the little one. So that one is completely just round. But if I was doing a much larger canvas, I'd definitely go with this option. So let's have some fun. I think I'd like to just want to put some, I want to go off center, which is why I've put it here. And so just around this edge corner section, I'd like to flood that with some paint, just so that it eliminates any excessive tilting to get those bits covered. So there we go. Alrighty. So how's everybody's week been since I saw you last? Mine's been pretty busy, pretty hectic. But at the end of the day, I think I've said this so many times, nothing like getting to the end of the day and looking back on it and just knowing that it was so productive that day. It's very satisfying. Okay, so we're going to start off and just maybe bring you down a little bit. I'm concerned that, oh, there we go, that looks focused. That's much better. All right, so I might just start with the yellow ochre. I should get an idea of how we're going to do it. So yellow ochre, maybe the lighter brown, the lighter green, yeah, the dark brown, the normal brown, and then the darker, well, the normal light green, and then white. Sweet. So we're going to start with the white. We're just going to aim for the very center of this and watch it flow down the valleys evenly, fingers crossed. So this is one of those types of techniques that it is still personal preference, but I would choose to not use silicone in it. If I get reactions naturally, that's fine, I don't mind, but I wouldn't choose to put silicone in this, because what you're aiming for, what I'm aiming for, are the lines that it creates in between the colours. We look like we might have a bit of a tilt. So if I can quickly try and find 1, 2, pop these underneath the back of legs. See how that goes. And now we're going with the lighter brown. The lighter green. There we go. Keep them in order. The normal, light green, and then the brown. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm really happy with these colors. Now these paints are mixed with a very small amount of pouring medium, which is from Atelier, and then approximately 2 times the amount of paint. So there's 1 part paint, 2 parts floetrol, and a smidge a light squirt of pouring medium. And there's none of these paints required water tonight. So the mix was pretty spot on for what I want to do. Is if you have paint that's too runny for this technique, it's not going to hold its lines very well. So this could be one great example of, maintaining just that little bit of thickness to your consistency in your paint to maintain those lines. All right, back to the brown. This is gorgeous. I'm loving these colors. I'm a green and brown fan to start with, but I'm so impressed with the actual mixing of the different shades. So just doing, it was approximately 50-50 for the brown and the titanium white, and it was probably 2 parts of titanium white added to 1 part of green to get the lighter shade. And if I hadn't have lined up, which you guys can't see, which I'll show you in a moment, the paints in order, while I've been talking, I would have lost track of which color would be next and had to actually look through the pattern here and go, oh yeah, this is next. But this is awesome. I'm stoked. Okay, last lot of this one. And then the last bit of brown, which I might just use the stick for. Encourage it in all directions, because you need to remember, once you get to the center of what you're doing, you don't need to pour as much as you were potentially pouring for the outer edges. So just smaller amounts as you work your way inward. So here we go. Alrighty, there we go. This is great. So this is a little bit scary part. Excuse me. To get a good grip on the bottom to lift it up and out of the way and potentially not drip or drag paint or anything. So I'm going to move off to the left hand side as quickly as I can, and then we'll encourage that paint in between underneath to pull together. Okay. All right, grabbing, there's suction there, it's released and off. Excellent. So now I'll just use the back of a brush or any of my sticks to push down just lightly, doesn't need a lot, to encourage that paint to flow in. While that's just moving slightly, I'll show you that I had the paints lined up in order of what I was using next. The white, yellow ochre, the lighter brown, the lighter green, the actual light green, and then the actual brown. Even the bottom looks pretty cool. All right, that's almost there. Just another bit of pressure in that center. Wow, this is awesome. So happy. So while I'm here and we're just waiting for this last little bit, I don't want to have my paintbrush in there while it closes. Yeah, so while you're watching the video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below on if you've tried this technique, if you have done any similar, like the flowers. Yeah, and what were your favorite colors when you did it? So that's cool. That's completely closed in. So we're going to give it a torch before I do any tilting. Oops, sorry. I was just going to move you back into frame a little bit better. There you go. So one of the potential hazards here is when the bubbles pop, they expose the colour underneath. So I have some little speckles in there, but that's okay. I really don't mind. But if you definitely don't want that, try and mix your paints the night before, or even 24 hours before. Do all the mixing and then let them sit, and they'll rise to the surface on their own, and hopefully your paint will be nice and smooth when you go to paint. So what I'm going to do is fill in the outer areas now with just the titanium white. Just to try and reduce any potential paint rolling over itself. Because if you have a dry canvas, the paint is likely to grip and then roll. But if your surface is already wet or has extra paint, then it's more likely to slide with that paint instead of roll over itself. And just a little bit up here. All right. I'm curious to know as well if there are any people watching that do drawing, like if there's anyone out there that's planning on doing Inktober. Yeah, I'd love to know. So sorry where my voice is gone. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm considering it for myself, and it would be interesting to know, because it will be something new for me. But yeah, I'd love to know if there's anybody else out there that's thinking about doing it. So I don't even think, I was about to do some lines, but I don't really think, I don't know that I want to. Yes, I do. All the way off. So I just wiped off the back of the brush. Straight. Aiming to go straight through the center, so you'll see that there's that tiny little bit of that last bit of brown, but when I run through it, it separates it and splits it and creates a nice kind of vein through that green. I think that's pretty like that. So we're just going to give it a little bit of movement, tilting, not a great deal. So just rocking it back and forth now, getting some momentum with the weight of the paint, because there's a lot of paint on there and I'm really scared. I'm so nervous because I love those lines. That's what I want to do. Over and back. I think there's so much on there, I can potentially stretch it right out. So all that white paint is helping the paint to just glide over. Wow. Yeah, I'm really happy with these colors. There we go. That's really pretty, and the middle isn't messy at all, so happy with that. And Darkcaster, good morning to you. That is beautiful. Thank you very much. I hope you've got a wonderful day planned. All right. And there we go. So that's just about it. We'll come down and we'll have a close-up, and then, yeah, we'll put it aside and cross our fingers just to see how we go with drying over the previously used canvas. So I don't know what to do here. I think I'll just leave it. Be safe. I think the white goes well. So, all right. Now about to go to bed. Oh, oh. Let's hope you have a great night's sleep then. Sweet dreams, ready for another day. So let's have a close-up. There we go. I love that you can see those two green shades together without them having mixed and blended. That yellow ochre next to that lighter brown. Beautiful. Some natural reactions in there. So, and I have to admit, this is my favorite, where it's kind of very leafy. So there we go. Alrighty. Awesome lines. Love that too. Love the contrast. Yeah, absolutely. Turned out really well. I'm so happy with that. And this is the bottle bottom. Even that looks pretty cool. You can see the lines around the bumps. So there we go. Alrighty. So thank you for coming in and saying hello. Yes, contrast. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. I really appreciate that. And hello, and thank you to all those watching the replay. So there we have it. I'll put this sweet one into a safe spot to keep it free of dust and flies, etc. All those little things that land in your artwork and you like, grrr. So there we go. All right. As I mentioned before, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I hope that you found inspiration, education, or some relaxation during this video. So there we have it. Take care out there. It is important because you are important. So with that, be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.